Welcome to our 10th installment in our GourmIDE series, and in this one I'm going to install WordPress. Now I can install it in my Gorm PHP container because it is a PHP container that I already made, but I'm going to try to do it with a brand new container. So I'm not sure if I'm going to show you everything or if I'm going to show a real fast version of the video or if I may skip it altogether, but I'm still going to record it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new container, and I'm just going to call it WP sample, since this will just be a sample, a WordPress sample. And I'll just put WordPress sample here, and I'll keep this in the US. Since I'm in the US, I could keep it public. I don't have to worry about this right now. I don't have to worry about anything other than making sure it's PHP, because WordPress is built on PHP and it'll be connected to a MySQL database. So I'll make sure I select PHP down here, and I'll make sure that I install MySQL, and that should be all I need to create this container, WP sample, and I'll hit create. All right, my container has been created. I'm going to go to dashboard, and I'm going to run the container from here. So I'm going to hit run. I've just had better luck doing that. So here's my new container, WP sample, and there's my index page inside there, which I'll eventually get rid of. I'll leave this page here just in case we have to check it out first, because we're going to do a couple installs. Now we still have to do all those same installs we did in videos 4 and 5. We have to install our MySQL server and PHP-MyAdmin and our Apache web server. We have to do all that. And remember, if you're not sure, just go here to help. I'm going to open up a help file here, and I'm going to go down, if you don't have it in a text file already, and I'm going to go down to FAQ, language and environment, and I'm going to go down to PHP-MyAdmin, and I'll just copy these things from here. I'll just do them one at a time. I'll do the update first and go here and paste it, and then I'll go back and I'll install my MySQL server, and again I'll copy that there, I'll click there, I'll paste it and hit enter, and it's saying done. So I'm going to go here and I'll start MySQL, and it says done, and then I'll restart my Apache server. So I'll copy that, and that says done. And if I went into MySQL, it should be running, and there it is. There's my console. So I'll just put quit right now, and then I'll do my PHP-MyAdmin install, which is this one. I'll copy that, and I'll put that here, and this takes a little while. And if you remember, we had some choices here. I'll choose Apache 2, so I'll put in a 1 and hit enter. Now, this didn't happen last time. It just gave me a choice, and it says you should choose this option. I'm just going to put in yes, and I'll put yes again. I'm not sure why it asked me that other question. And now it's asking me for my MySQL application password, and we're just going to stick with root, and it'll ask twice, lowercase, and that should be it. So PHP-MyAdmin should be installed. Now, to double check, if you remember, again, this is all review, but it wouldn't hurt to review. We're going to go to running URL import, and this one here, we're actually gonna delete, and we're just gonna put WP sample. We'll put that in there, and I'm not gonna put my username. I'm just gonna put WP sample, and I'll put 80 in here for the port, and I'll hit register, and that looks okay. And I'll hit apply, and I'll open it up. And remember, if we go over here, we put a /PHP-MyAdmin, and it's not found, and the same thing happened last time. I think I need to restart, since we just installed, we need to restart our Apache server. So I need to restart this. That's what happened last time, so that's okay. So I'll paste that again. And now I'll refresh this, and that's taking us in. And we're going into PHP-MyAdmin username and root. And we're in, and remember, we only see 2 items here. We want to see 5 items, and that I have a text file for that. That was this grant privileges, and here's this grant all privileges. I'll copy that, and I'll post this entire text file as a link in the description, so you'll have this. So I'm going to put this in here right now. This will grant all the privileges. So I'm just going to copy that line, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to log out of here, and I'm going to go into MySQL, because remember, we have to do this line through the console. So I'm going to go into MySQL, and that's where I'll do this grant all privileges. And I'll hit enter, and I could stay in my SQL console, and I'll go back here and I'll refresh this, and I'll type in root, I'll hit go, and now we see all our 5 items over there, which is what we want. So we're ready to go. So our PHP-MyAdmin is ready to go. So now what we're ready to do is do the WordPress install. So we have everything done here. I don't even need this anymore. And let's just make sure that we can go to our page here. This is our index page, which is going to be deleted. We're going to have a WordPress install here, but let's just make sure that we can see this. So I'm going to go to project, running URL import again, open this up, and I'm just going to go in here, and I should see that Hello Gorm contents here. So I do. So I'll close that up. I'll cancel out of this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install WordPress. So how do I do that? Well, let me look at my instructions, because when I did it, I wrote down all my instructions. So here's a Word file I have, and we don't have to do anything here. We just have to download, after our terminal prompt, we have a thing here called wget WordPress. This is going to download and install that we're going to have. So I'm going to copy that. So that's what I'm going to do first. And again, I'll give you all this information, but we have to do that little command after the prompt. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to get out of here right now. I'm going to get out of my console, because we don't do it through the console. We're going to do it here. And I'm going to paste that wget http WordPress latest tar gz, which is the gzip, and I'll hit enter. And there it is. So the whole thing downloaded. And I'll double click on it to decompress it. And it's saying latest. And there's the WordPress. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all the stuff in here and bring it out in there. So all this stuff that's inside the WordPress folder, we're going to do that. So we have everything there right now. It's called latest, it's called WordPress, we have all that. So we have everything we need, and it says before installing, create a new database. So we're going to make a database for our WordPress install. So we have our WordPress install, it's in here in this latest folder, and we can move it around. So we'll move all our WordPress files and put it out on the main directory. We're going to do that. And I think what I'll do now, let's take a break here, and then we'll continue in the next video, number 11, we'll continue finishing this up.